Look, I put LOL on my window. So people are gonna walk by and they're gonna be like, who lives there?
Shake your bum bum. Who shakes it? Not me. Because that'd be racist. Hey dudes, it's me, Dino. Initially I was going to make a video about some top tier cringe I found. About this viral clip of a man's audition for SNL.
I want to be the next SNL cast member, and here's why I should be a contender.
But I think I'm going to save that for another day, mainly because I'm tired. So instead, I'm going to tell you about the time I almost got brain damaged. Overall, I don't think this story is way too interesting, so I'm going to preference this in a very exciting way. And hopefully you won't notice how mediocre my story actually is. The year was 2012. A young boy by the name of Dino Walkden is walking onto his school field. Screams from thousands of fans adore him behind him, all yelling softly, "Onion boy! Onion boy! That's the boy who smells like onions." They know of me. Stupid. So I grew up in a very interesting time. It was that time before everything got a lot more health conscious, when boys were just boys, and they could climb trees and build forts and fall to their death from high buildings. You know, the good old days. So the things we did when I was a kid was kind of, on reflection, really stupid. And one of the things we did was a game called Ishibobo. Now, for all of you non-Xhosa speakers out there, Shibobo is a move used in football. Essentially what it is a defender is trying to stop you from getting past. They stood blocking you from side to side, and what a striker or a midfielder would do sometimes is play that ball in between their legs and then run around them. So imagine this is their opening legs, and imagine that's the ball going through right there. It was just a skill move. Now, some kids in South Africa had the bright idea to incorporate that into a game. That game being called Ishibobo. Now, can you guess why the ish was added? No? Probably not? Well, I'll tell you, pal. Because the purpose of this game was that you would get a group of 30 to 40 guys together on the big field. You would play with the football, a free-for-all, and attempt to get it between one other person's legs. You would play on one side of the rugby field, and if the ball goes between your legs, they would unforgivingly beat the living shit out of you until you manage to run from that end of the rugby post all the way down to the other end. Not like a little beating. They would beat the crap out of you. The only thing that wasn't allowed was hitting in the nutsack and biting. And if I remember right, the only reason why biting was discontinued because the last year we played it, somebody had a bit of their skin ripped off in the frenzy. So we thought we should add that rule. And kids were determined to beat you. Even if you were faster than them, they would still get you because we wore school uniforms. Let me see if I can pull up an image of it. So it was like this maroon color, but do you notice what they're wearing on their feet? Solid black dress shoes. And what people used to do is they would take their shoe off as you're running and lob it directly at your head. Imagine 30 to 40 lads around here. That's you in the middle. You get suckered through the legs, and you would have to run all the way right across in between those goals and touch them. This is the exact field, by the way. All while from the left you have people pummeling the crap out of you, kicking your legs out and throwing shoes at your head. And on the right you had people doing the same thing, but some of them are trying to slide tackle you so you fall over, so they can continue to mercilessly beat the shit out of you. And I played this game a lot, dude. I don't know why. Maybe I was just a little sadistic weirdo. Or maybe it's more to do with the fact that I was really good at the game and I rarely, if ever, got caught out with it. Except for this one day. This one cold winter's day. So we're on a half-hour break as per normal. All the kids line up, somebody's brought the football. We're playing. 5 minutes goes by, we finally catch someone out. They run, quick and easy, no problem. Another 5 minutes go by, we catch someone out. They manage to run, get it, no problem. And at this point I'm starting to get a little bit tired, so I lean up against the rugby post, just to catch a breather. Well, I should have closed my legs, because I had one slightly open. And somebody took that as the opportunity while running away from everyone else to kick the ball between my legs. Trying to explain to a group of primary school kids, no, I'm not playing, who are frenzied on bloodlust, well, that doesn't really fly. Because before I could even explain that I'm not involved, a shoe was already flying at my head that I had to duck under. I know I have to run. So I do. All of them were on my left-hand side. It was just the way the game was being played. So I obviously took a hard right, try and steer wide as possible, and started bolting as fast as I could. I'm not a very quick runner, so that's not impressive, but because of the head start, I was quite a good distance. As I'm running, shoes are getting thrown at me from every direction. I take a couple to my back and then I take one to my leg, but the rest I'm dodging as I'm going. And then unfortunately, like a random act of God, my shoe breaks at the base as I'm taking a corner, and I just went whoo and ended up skidding on my face. Before I even had time to recover or realize what was going on, 5 dudes were already on top of me, kicking the crap out of me. Arms, legs, even a headbutt if they were feeling cheeky, were just coming down on my body while I was pulled up like that, mercilessly hitting the hell out of me. You know what the worst part about getting hit is? It's not the seeing stars, it's the squishy feeling of your insides getting pummeled. It makes you feel queasy. So after about 5 solid seconds of just getting pummeled, I decide, alright, enough's enough, I need to get moving. And I dig my fingernails into the grass to launch myself up, and as that was going on, almost like a wolf lifting himself above, a foot comes and hits me right at the back of there and knocks me silly. Bro, literally it went black. I didn't know this at the time, but according to the people there, my body went from being stiff to dumb. I was laid flat out on the grass like spread eagle. The crazy part was, I don't remember a thing. All I remember is opening my eyes again a few seconds later to a bunch of dudes stood around me all looking like they just shit themselves. Thankfully, even though they're a bunch of savages, they were quite kind, and they realized after knocking someone unconscious, it's quite a good idea to get them some cool drink and at least make sure they're alright. So they did. They helped me back up. I went to go sit on the bench and they brought me over a Powerade. And even while we were sat there all talking amongst each other, I could just see stars in my corneas. It knocked the absolute wind out of me. The guy who had kicked me at the back of the neck was in a state of panic because homie thought he just committed a murder. But thankfully it all turned out alright. Within 10 minutes everything was fine again, everything was chilled, but I never played that game ever again. Mainly because I'm terrified of dying, because also a month later, I found out that the part that he hit can cause severe brain damage and make someone permanently paralyzed if hit too many times. And I'm good. I think I'm good. That's all I had to say. I just thought it was kind of interesting. Legally you have to subscribe, otherwise a gang of primary school children will come kill you. And I'll see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.